In the depths of night where shadows fall, lies a realm where silent whispers call. Tales of dread, of secrets untold, in these pages horrors unfold. Hear the whispers in the shadows where the darkest tales reside. In the stillness, feel the terror, there's no place to hide. In the whispers, find the stories where nightmares come to life. In these pages of horror, feel the thrill of fear's knife. So, dear listener, brace your heart as you and these tales shall never part. In the whispers, in the cacophony of shadow.
The village of Kershaw was quiet, ensconced deep within a throbbing heart of untouched wilderness, where the old woods whispered ancient secrets to those who dared to listen. The trees towered high, their gnarled limbs stretching like arthritic fingers, seeking to grasp at the secrets of the heavens. The air bore the scent of damp earth and the bittersweet fragrance of wildflowers that sprung unbidden from the ground, flourishing amidst the foliage of this remote haven. Despite its tranquil veneer, a sense of eerie desolation pervaded Kershaw, a disquietude that found itself woven into the very fabric of life in the sleepy hamlet. For generations, its residents spoke in hushed tones of the untamed grove that fringed the village, a place where darkness danced in harmony with the creatures that called it home, whispering truths too terrible to bear to those who ventured too close. In this uneasy idyll arrived a botanist, obsessed with the peculiar flora of obscure corners of the world. Her name was Ilara, a woman of keen intellect and insatiable curiosity, bearing the youthful energy of someone eager to carve her name into the annals of history through a discovery that would reverberate through time. The strange tales and folklore that surrounded the mysterious grove of Kershaw drew her like a moth to a flame, promising the allure of undiscovered species of plants that bore the hallmark of legend. Accompanying her was Aiden, a local young man, the son of the village's aging herbalist. Aiden carried the weight of the village's apprehensive stares, the silent warnings of the elder folk echoing in his mind, as he led Ilara through winding paths adorned with wild roses and violets, their petals tinged with a foreboding darkness that seemed to breathe life into the tales spun by the fireside. As they ventured deeper into the untouched heart of the wilderness, the forest transformed, the trees growing closer together, their limbs intertwining in a grotesque ballet of wood and leaves. The air grew denser, the light dimmer as a hidden path revealed itself to the relentless intruders. And there, nestled within the heart of darkness, lay the flesh garden, a grotesque oasis of flora unlike anything seen in the natural world. It was a garden of abominations, plants bearing fruit reminiscent of human flesh, tendrils that squirmed with a sickening autonomy. The trees bore faces, their features twisted in perpetual anguish, mouths agape in silent screams. A hedgerow of fleshly flowers opened and closed in a steady rhythm, resembling pulsating hearts, while vines with finger-like tendrils reached out greedily towards them. Ilara's eyes widened in morbid fascination as she bore witness to this macabre spectacle, the scientist within her warring with the natural revulsion bubbling in her throat. There was a nauseating beauty in the grotesque garden, a siren song that whispered promises of dark knowledge, of secrets hidden within the genetic code of these aberrations of nature. Aiden felt a cold sweat beating on his forehead, his skin crawling with an instinctual dread that seemed to reverberate from the pulsating flora surrounding them. He could feel the eyes of the forest upon them, a presence malevolent and ancient, watching with a hunger that echoed in the marrow of his bones. The flesh garden seemed to beckon, a grotesque parody of Eden offering forbidden fruit to the curious intruders. and as Alara reached out, drawn to a fruit that bore a disturbing resemblance to a human organ, a primal fear clawed at Aiden's insides, a warning from the abyss that threatened to swallow them whole. The garden of flesh bore gifts of knowledge and vitality, a devil's bargain forged in the crucible of nature's darkest hour. As Alara's fingers brushed against the slick, warm surface of the fruit, the village of Kershaw stood on the precipice of darkness, ignorant of the seeds of malevolence taking root in the heart of the flesh garden, ready to spread its tendrils into the world of men, to harvest the darkness within the human soul. With a grim fascination enveloping her senses, Alara plucked the grotesque fruit from its stem, the flesh of it warm and unsettlingly smooth against her skin. The forest seemed to sigh at her action, a gust of wind rustling through the trees as if whispering ancient curses to the plants that inhabited the demonic garden. Aiden watched, paralyzed with dread, as Alara brought the fruit to her nose, taking in its rich, almost intoxicating scent that bore an unnerving hint of iron and warmth akin to a living creature. There was a tremor in his hands, the deeper recesses of his mind screaming for them to flee, to leave this unholy place before they awakened something truly terrible.